Kickoff, a game you'll have on 103.9 FM WHIR. Garrett County's at McCurry Central, 7:30 kickoff on HometownLive.net, and Mercer County at Western Hills, 7:30 kickoff on 99.5 FM WHBN. Saturday, the Cats are at Ole Miss. That's a 12 noon kickoff, 10 o'clock pregame on Z105, and all games live online at HometownLive.net.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
One of the most trusted names in jewelry is B&L Jewelers. For years, we've been helping you and your neighbors say, I love you, happy anniversary, even here's something just because.
Tell her you love her with a diamond from B&L Diamond Jewelers. Make her stop and think of the love you both share. Nothing allows you to celebrate the special moments in life like a diamond. Diamonds are the only gift in the whole world that will never fade away with time. They will not rust away and does not require any special care to maintain its brilliant beauty. Diamonds are forever, and 30 years from now, she will still remember that moment when you gave her that diamond. No other gift can keep giving like a diamond for years to come.
Stop in for a free jewelry cleaning and inspection and say hello. Love gets better at B&L Jewelers, located in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
It's 6:05.
This WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Ransdell Funeral Chapel. Our goal is and always will be to provide the best value in funeral service available. Exceptional care from a trusted family name, Ransdell Funeral Chapel.
Clear skies tonight, low 42. Tomorrow, sunny, high near 69. Clear Tuesday night, low 39. Sunny on Wednesday, high 65. Mostly clear Wednesday night, low 41. Thursday, sunny and 69. Mostly sunny on Friday, high 71.
Hey, sports fans, huddle up. It's time for the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, a weekly football show with the high school head coaches at Danville, Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln counties, along with the Center College head coach and UK football coach. The Pigskin Report, brought to you by Pizza Hut in Harrodsburg. Earn free pizza with Hut Rewards. State Farm Insurance, here to help
All the
life
great
go
country
right.
classics
Whitaker
are on
Bank,
WHBN
uniquely
AM
Kentucky.
1420
Job
and
Master
now
Rental.
FM
Let them help
99.5.
master your job. CC Auto Parts and Service, an Auto Value Certified Service Center. Now, with the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
Good evening from the Harrisburg Pizza Hut. Joe and I are not together, but we are together.
Yes.
Thank you for that vote of confidence. Yes.
I agree with that. What's going on?
Well, we are here to get the large up to 3-topping pizza, Joe, for $11.99.
Love it. Is Super Dave with you tonight?
Super Dave is sitting right across from me, and Tim and Teresa are behind me.
Well, good. What did you all order tonight since I'm not there?
I got
vicariously
a ham sandwich, my normal ham, and then with fries. And Super Dave, what'd you get?
I had the Supremo sandwich. It
Supremo.
was very good.
See, you don't think about ordering sandwiches when you go to Pizza Hut, but we've been telling people for a long time, you got to try the sandwiches if you go to Pizza Hut.
Black Forest ham, that's what I got.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And the fries are good. They're different.
Yes, fries are great.
Speaking of different, we went 2 and 3 last week.
That is very different.
Yeah.
That's not good. No, it's not.
And we had 2 abstaining, by the way, too.
Yeah, Garrett County and Danville both off last week.
Yep, they abstained. And Boyle will be abstaining this week.
Yep.
All right, well, UK, what can you say about that game? If they play like that against SEC teams, they're going to get beat by everybody if they play that bad.
Well, luckily, they've already played one SEC team, and they didn't play that bad.
No.
So hopefully they can continue that Saturday at Ole Miss.
And Rodriguez coming back is going to help.
Yes, that'll help out a lot. Yeah, it will.
Well, Joe, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll talk with UK Coach Stoops, only beating Northern Illinois by 8. Seems like you got a lot of work to do in practice to get better for the SEC.
Yeah, looking forward to getting back on the practice field today and another big challenge here this week going on the road with our second road game of the year in conference. So we know it'll be a big challenge. Going back to Northern Illinois briefly, after watching the tape, much like I said after the game, we did some really good things at times, and then at times we were just terribly inconsistent. A lot of the focus is on offense, it seems like, which generally that's going to happen. But really, after really viewing the tape and watching it, really it goes to us being very undisciplined defensively this week. So we got to get it straight. We got to get to a point where we play with all three phases, playing with the consistency that we're looking for. Just very simple things and uncharacteristic of the way we've been playing defensively. So describe it as undisciplined play. Offensively, again, very good at times, and then certain drives of play here or play there got us off track. I think the turnovers are obvious, put the ball on the ground. At the end of the first half, that cannot happen. After a aggravating start, and give them credit, after the long drive to kind of to start the game defensively, we were starting to settle in, got the turnover at the end of the first half. Uncharacteristic of us playing the middle 8 so poorly. Did that, well, actually just the end of the first half, and that was not good. And then the end of the game, same thing. Just didn't finish the game very well defensively. Just let him hit let him hit 2 big plays really to start 2 drives at the end of the game. So we need to get a lot of that cleaned up and continue to work. The good news is we're 4-0 and have an opportunity for a great challenge this week, playing a very good Ole Miss team that we know. Playing them, they're going to go with extremely high tempo. They are running the ball extremely effective. And when you could run the ball like that, obviously it creates explosive plays. In the past game, they haven't needed to rely on that as much in the first 4 games, but certainly they could do a lot of things and be as balanced as they want to be. But they have 2 tremendous tailbacks, really three or so, but two that will play against us that are playing at a very high level along with their quarterback. So put a lot of stress on us defensively. They are playing extremely hard. I think they have some very good players, somewhat unorthodox in some of their structure and the way they do things and bring some pressure. So it will be something with us being susceptible to some pressure and some sacks this week. I'm sure we'll see a lot of exotic pressures and things of that nature, so we got to get that ironed out.
Coach, you get Chris Rodriguez back this week. Is he ready to go?
For Chris, it was just a matter of managing him, while he was out, just getting him the reps that we needed to the last week or two. As I mentioned last week, he was getting reps with the first and second team, mainly the second team, or just different quarterbacks, just to make sure he wasn't totally removed from practicing our plays, along with staying in shape, being on the scout team, doing whatever was necessary, staying in good shape. And for Chris, he just needs to be himself. He doesn't need to come in and be our savior or anything like that. Or the fans are awesome and had an unbelievable crowd once again. Thank you.
That was Coach Stoops, Joe.
Yeah. He ended that conversation very abruptly. I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He was done with you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was done having that conversation with you.
He's
had
tired
enough.
of the same old questions.
Yeah, but no, they're 4-0. Cats are 4-0 and looking to go to 5-0 Saturday. That's a 12 noon kickoff.
Yep.
10 o'clock pregame on Z105 between Ole Miss and the Cats.
That's right.
Yeah. So there you go. Radio Rick and Super Dave are live at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut.
That's right.
They're eating pizza. I'm not, but good for them that they get to enjoy that great pizza. You can too. You can order it ahead, 734-5143. That's 734-5143 for the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut and the Pigskin Report, live with Radio Rick and Super Dave and Teresa and Tim and myself back on studio controls. We'll step aside, come back, and talk with Center College head football coach Andy Fry and Lincoln County head football coach Josh Jaggers. It's all coming up next on the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here.
Great seats. Right up here with a blimp.
Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and boneless wings or pasta, all in one box. Heck, swap in a third pizza if you want. It's your world. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Additional charge for more than one topping. Product availability, prices, and delivery areas, minimums, and fees vary. Delivery charge not a tip.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special. 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Whitaker Bank is dedicated to providing exceptional banking experiences to our fellow Kentuckians. We live in the communities we serve, and we work diligently to serve the needs of our neighbors. This is Rita McIntyre, head teller and branch manager of the South Branch located at 928 South College Street in Harrodsburg. Stop in and let us put our experience and customer service to work for you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
And back to Harrodsburg Pizza Hut. The large, up to 3 toppings, $11.99. You can pick it up or eat it here. The Padre just made an appearance, Joe. And you can order ahead, have it ready to be picked up at 859-734-5143, 734-5143. Let's stay in the college ranks. We got Center College Coach Fry. You kept trying and trying to score on Trine, but it was not going to be. Getting shut out 17 to Squadouche.
Yeah, it was, no one likes to lose. And, we were really stale the first half, and then I think the second half, we finally started playing a little bit more like what I expect us. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Trine. They're a really good football team. But it was a little bit disappointing. They took our kids, it seemed like, to get ready during that first half. And I always going to put the onus on the coaches. That's our responsibility to get them ready. They played hard, but I think the first half we were just a little bit flat, you could tell. And then all of a sudden the enthusiasm came back and we started playing better football, playing what I think is Center College football. But again, I don't want to take anything away from Trine. They're a good football team, and they made plays, and we didn't.
When's the last time you've been shut out?
I don't know when. I don't remember the last time we've been shut out. That's the first time I think I've ever remembered that happening to us.
I can't remember either.
One of the few times. I mean, we had the ball on the 1 yard, on the 1 foot line, and we fumbled the ball.
Oh.
It happens.
Yep. You get back to work. The good news is, Coach, that you start conference play. Everybody's 0-0, so you don't worry about what's happened before. Now you just go forward. Are you in pretty good shape health-wise starting the conference?
Yeah, we're about where you should be. I mean, it's everybody's got bumps and bruises, and but I don't feel like we have anybody that's out. We're good. It's part of football. The kids kind of tolerate the pain, and I don't mean to say that in a bad way. It's just the game's played, and injuries are part of the game. But fortunately, I think we're in pretty good shape, and I think the kids now, get a renewed interest, and now we get to go to Memphis and play a good football team in Rhodes College. So
you do, and you got to go there. What do you know about Rhodes' offense?
They're much improved. I mean, their whole team is much improved. I think they got over a dozen kids that came back for their 5th COVID year. And that helps you. I mean, when you get your experience to come back, you're going to be a better football team. So that's one reason why I think they're doing pretty well. They're 2-1, and I think they've they beat Westminster horribly, and they, I think they lost to Augustana, but they, I think they're playing good football. They beat Austin down in Texas. I think they got a good football team. It's going to be a good game.
Do they run, pass, mix?
Yeah, I think they do a lot of things well. The quarterback plays well. They've got some skilled receivers. Their special teams are pretty good. I mean, they've had a couple punt returns. They've had some great kick returns. I mean, they're a solid football team. This is the second year for their head coach, and I think that he's really done a good job of building up the culture as quickly as he's done. He's done a good job.
What do you expect them to try to do to you with their defense?
Well, I think I think a lot of teams are going to probably try to do is, you got to pick your poison. I think they're going to try to keep 7 people in the box and force your quarterback to make throws. Keep him in the pocket. Nick is a lot like Trenton Duper in that, he can run well. But I think they're going to force him to beat you and make him throw strikes with the football, that's okay. That's what we practice, But I think that's what they'll do. They're not going to let us run the football. Trine did a great job of taking away the run game. I mean, they kept 7 and 8 people in the box and forced us to throw, and we didn't do a very good job of completing them.
What about their special teams? What do they look like?
Good. They're real good. They got good speed. They're well coached. You can tell it's going to be a good football game. This will be a good matchup for us.
Last question. What are the keys to a Center College victory over Rhodes Saturday?
Well, right now it's making sure our players are ready to play. Like I said, I thought we came out flat, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen again. That's our responsibility to make sure that our kids are geared up and ready to go. It's going to be, it has a little bit of a rivalry feel, and so I think it'll be an aggressive game. It'll be played aggressively, and I think we got to come out and play. As we say, come out and hit them well, and play hard and execute. Obviously turnovers are always going to be always field position. The whole thing, just what football's played. But I want to make sure we're out ready to play. That's my responsibility.
Center College head football coach Andy Fry. Rick, as you mentioned, not many times you hear about Center College getting shut out.
No, he couldn't even remember, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, so hopefully they can rebound. And you said Rhodes they played Saturday?
At Rhodes.
At Rhodes, yes. So see if they can rebound after that 17-0 shutout loss. Another team that got shut out on Friday in high school action was Lincoln County. And it was a whirlwind of a start for Lincoln County even before the game began. And Coach Jaggers joins us now. And, Coach, it was a pregame injury to your quarterback, Sawyer Horton, that hurt your chances versus Southwestern, a good Southwestern team. How good is this Southwestern team?
Very good. I think they played in, 6 straight 5A region titles. And, they've been put out Frederick Douglass, I think, has gotten them the majority of those times, or not the majority of them, but they're good. They're a great football team. They really are. Coach Foley does a great job, and he's kept that train rolling from when Coach French, got them back into a power, and they got it all. They got the size, they got the depth, they got the speed, got the power, got a great kicking game. They got an overall great ball club.
Yeah, this was a game, Coach, you all coming into the game, and your quarterback, Sawyer Horton, has had a phenomenal year this year up to this point, but Sawyer did not play on Friday, so you all were a little bit shorthanded in that game.
Yeah, we were. It doesn't take everybody's kind of realize he's our Tim Tebow. He's just everything that he's able to do with his legs and his arm, and just his intelligence as far as taking what's there. And being able to really and truly, he makes a lot of the decisions at the line. He give him a couple things, and then he kind of takes what he likes. But yeah, he just a freak thing, during pregame. But he's going to be okay. Just kind of a lower back deal that it kind of started spasming real bad, uncontrollably, and it was about 20 minutes before kickoff, really, when it happened, and. So we got a freshman, Brennan Hazlett, to come in, and he handled it just as well as better than expected, really. I told Brennan after the game in front of all the guys, I said, there's not too many freshman quarterbacks in the state of Kentucky that are starting let alone find out they're having to start, and then against a top-tier program like Southwestern 20 minutes before the ball game. So, Brendan did well, and we did some good things. After we settled down, it threw everybody for a loop. Everybody preaches the next man up and all that, and we're no different. But, kids and even coaches, it's human nature. If UK's playing Georgia and they find out Will Levis isn't going to play 20 minutes before kickoff, that's going to throw everybody for a loop for a little bit, And that's kind of – once we settled in, we were able to really move the ball on them after our first 3 drives. And everybody settled in. I think we had – I think we net rushed for 180, give or take, right around there, and had 3 or 4 real long drives. Didn't finish, but we had 3 or 4 real long drives, and it wasn't a total disaster despite the score. There were a lot of silver linings that came from the other night.
Yeah, I know injuries happen in football, but it's different if one happens maybe the week before and you have the entire week to prepare for it, but one that happens 20 minutes before the game begins. Like you said, it throws your whole game plan pretty much for a loop, right?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I kind of thought that with things that we had worked on that week, we were going to do what we do and hang our hat on the handful of things that we do really well, like most people do. But formationally, we were going to do some different things to try to get them where we wanted, and I really thought it would have been effective. Of course, that's it's easy to say that now looking back on it when it didn't happen. But it does. It throw, and the younger guys, they get work during the week, not as much as you'd like for them to, even though you plan on that. But it was one of those nights where we just we got better at some things we needed to do. We really hadn't gotten the bone much at all since the Danville game. And, we were able to work on our under center stuff and just being able to go at people when we needed to. And we were able to do that. And plus, all games matter, but it wasn't a district game. It wasn't a playoff game. So it was one of those where if you want your young quarterback, your freshman quarterback to get a start and to kind of get thrown into the fire, it was a good game for that. Yeah. And, and not needless to say, who we were playing, even helped with that growth and development even more, despite the outcome.
Now, you got a bye week now on Friday. I can imagine this comes at a pretty good time for you all now because you do have district play following the bye week, but it gives you a chance to get guys like Sawyer back healthy and ready for that October 7th game.
Absolutely, it does. It could not have come at a better time. We've got some of our younger guys that were starting to see some clock on Friday nights. Who got some, nothing serious, nothing that's season ending, but sprains and we got one with just a small fracture that's going to be about a 3-week thing to heal up. So it's counting last week was going to be a 3-week thing to heal up. So it's doing just that. We're going to get after it this week, and as far as practice goes, especially from a mental aspect of things. And try to back off on getting after one another because we definitely need to heal up because like I told them the other night, and this, and a lot of people know this, but there's been a lot of people across the state of Kentucky over the last several years that started off, Belfry last year, prime example. I think they started off 0-6, and the rest was history. Paducah Tillman some years ago, I think, finished 3-7, 4-6, and won the whole thing. And, Louisville Central and several others. And then, too, I told the guys, after the game the other night, I said, fellas, we're sitting exactly where we were last year. And I said, y'all were here. I wasn't here. But then you flipped the switch and made a heck of a season out of it. So a lot of season left, and we just got to get healed up. And now's the games that really matter.
What are you all working on in practice this week, Coach?
We're going to be just a little bit of everything. We're going to work on some offensive stuff, defensively and then special teams. It's going to be just finite and probably working a lot of run game as far as that goes and just assignment type things, throwing different fronts at the guys, be it, on bag more times than not on bags. And just being able to do what we do and block it against all front so there's not any confusion against that. Because, Wayne County, preparing for them. They play. They have a great defense, and they've had a great defense for a lot of years, and they kind of play a junkyard 50, if you want to say it. I mean, they kick the front this way, that way. They'll play an under, play an over. They'll give you a lot of multiple different fronts and then bring in the house as well, because their main thing is obviously to stop the run. They do a real good job of that. But even though they do a good job stopping the run, you still got to be able to run it, because that's what's going to win ball games in the end. More times than not as a team. I mean, Southwestern's a prime example of that. I think they're averaging 330 yards on the ground. And so you got to be able to run the ball no matter what against all fronts. So it's going to be a lot of assignment-type deals on both sides, or all three phases, really.
That's Lincoln County head football coach Josh Jaggers. His Patriots 1-5 through their first 6 games. But
ouch.
I tell you what, when you lose your quarterback 30 minutes, not even 30, 20 minutes before kickoff began, that's going to change the entire game plan.
Oh, it is, because, the backup quarterback hasn't had all the reps, a lot of pressure on him, and especially against a good team like Southwestern.
And the way Sire Horton is, he is basically Mr. Everything for Lincoln County on offense. He does a lot for him. So, you lose not just a guy who's taking all the snaps, but also a guy who makes all the plays for you on top of that.
Yep.
So,
if you want to beat the burger rut, hit the Hut. Pizza Hut, large, up to 3-topping pizza, $11.99. Call ahead to have it ready for you at 734-5143, 734-5143. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back with Danville Coach Peach and Mercer Coach Yeast. You're getting the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut Pigskin Report live on 99.5 FM WHBN, 103.9 FM WHIR. Stream live, hometownlive.net.
CC Auto Parts and Service.
CC Auto Parts and Service is open for your service and parts needs. CC Auto Parts and Service are offering pickup and delivery for all your auto repairs as well as parts. They have a pay over the phone option if needed. CC Auto Parts and Service are concerned for everyone's well-being and are doing their best at keeping a sanitary and healthy environment. Give them a call at 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch, located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience and customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here, great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller.
Ever notice how happy a bird looks perched on your power line? The reason the bird can sit on the power line is that he isn't touching the ground or any other grounded object. We, on the other hand, can't afford to be so carefree. So when you're working outside, the folks at your local electric cooperative remind you to avoid power lines. Always look up and to all sides before hoisting metal ladders and tree pruners into position. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Live in the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, Radio Rick and Super Dave are there.
That's
with
right.
Tim and Teresa, and the Padre, I guess, is still there. Is he still there?
Padre's gone. He took
gone.
a couple pizzas, and he's out of here.
Yeah, well, it shows you he doesn't just show up for me because I'm not there. He's loyal to the pizza, not to me. And you can get some great prices on pizza, 734-5143 to call in your order and to go dine in and talk high school football with Radio Rick there and a host of friends. Let's talk about high school football right now and go to Danville as we talk about Admiral football with Danville head coach Mark Peach. And the Admirals were on bye last week. And, Coach, your Admirals had a bye week. What did you work on in your week off?
Yeah, we worked on a lot of different things, blocking, tackling, ball security, then looked at some schematic things, and just move some people around, personnel-wise. So all in all, I thought it was a good week.
You opted to give the guys off Monday and Friday, Coach. Tell us why you thought that was important and how you maybe think that kind of helps recharge the batteries a little bit.
Yeah, football can be a grind. You know what I'm saying? Just when you get into the season, I always try to do it that way, just to give the guys a couple of 3-day weekends in there and then get 3 days of work. And we'll come back today and just do a normal Monday prep for the game this Friday.
You got a big 6A school this Friday, Coach. It's Bullitt East, and this is a team that came into Admiral Stadium last year, so you go to Bullitt East this year. Coach, it looks like they're about as even as a run-pass team as you'll see all year. 88 pass attempts to 87 rush attempts, so right on that 50-50 mark.
Yeah, that's the thing about them is that they're very well balanced. Listen, they have 25 seniors. All those key guys I just mentioned, I believe are seniors. They're skilled guys, so they run their offense very well. So we know this is going to be, quite a chore for us, a challenge, but, it's a great opponent for us to play on the road before we get into district play and kind of have that playoff feel as well.
Coach, defensively, what do you expect to see out of this team on defense?
Yeah, they run a 4-man front. They'll run 2 safeties and 1. They're very good defensively. They had a couple of shutouts this year. Number 5, the defensive end, is outstanding for them. I like 3 at safety for them as well. So listen, they're doing some really nice things on both sides of the ball this year.
Special teams-wise, Coach, they have not had a punt return for a touchdown. They do, however, have 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns this year, so they look pretty dangerous when you kick the ball to them.
Oh, sure. Well, the thing is about them, they just got some really good football players, It doesn't really matter, who they might throw to or who you might kick to. Anybody, they're all pretty shifty. They're good, football players. So you have to break down, tackle, and execute.
This is a 6A school, Coach, so, you expect a massive roster. They have a massive roster on their side. Is this a team that plays many guys both ways, or do they have a fresh unit for each side?
Most of the time they try and 2 platoon, but now some of their skill guys, those key guys that I mentioned, like 20's going to, for instance, at receiver. He's going to also play some defensive back. 2 could also play some defensive back as well as receiver. But, for the most part, they try and 2 platoon their guys.
Coach, this is not a very long drive, but certainly has some length to it. What's the schedule on Friday for your guys as you head to Bullitt East?
We'll try and go ahead and have our pregame meal at 3:30. And I'd like to pull out around 4:15 if we can. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes to get there. That gets us there about 5:30. That'll give us about 10 minutes to kind of get situated, dressed and taped, and before about a half hour or so after that, we'll have our first group come out to warm up for the game.
Danville head football coach Mark Peach. Coach, last question: what's the keys to a win on Friday over Bullitt East?
Yeah, typically, can we run the football? Can we stop the run? What's the turnover margin? And then in the kicking game, you don't have to be, flashy. You just got to be steady. So those are some things that we'll certainly take a look at.
Coach Peach from Danville. Now let's head over across the county line to Mercer County. Coach East, if you make mistakes against good teams, they usually make you pay, and Cal took advantage of them with a 51-7 win over your Titans.
Yeah, we just, anytime you play a really good team like Cal, they're in position to compete for a championship, and which is where we're striving to get to. Can't make mistakes the way we did. Just blew a lot of assignments. We turned the ball over, and then we had a little bit of a blunder in the kicking game. And all this was early, and we spotted on 24 points pretty quick. You just can't do that against a team of that caliber.
What'd you tell the kids at halftime, Coach?
I told them that we weren't completely out of the game. It was really going to come down to how we came out in the second half and what kind of energy and effort we came out with was going to determine what was going to happen for the rest of the game. That's really pretty much it.
And what did you say to them after the game was over?
After the game, I just told them I was disappointed in the way we played. I felt we were better than this. And at some point, we really got to start playing hard and playing the next play no matter what the situation, eliminating mistakes, and expecting to win. We got to stop playing not to lose. And I think that if we can get our young men to buy into playing to win and not playing to lose, I think we'll be in a better situation moving forward.
Coach, I think you can liken that to the UK football team. I think for years they walked onto that field thinking, how can we keep from losing? And now they've got that mentality of, hey, we really got a shot to win this game.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you go out and play, I mean, you should always expect to win. You should never play not to lose. Because when you play not to lose, that puts you in more of a position to actually, because you're not playing to win. When you're up, you got to put your foot on the gas and keep going. When you're down, you got to really focus on every single play and what your job is and go out there and execute it and do it one play at a time. That's what Kentucky's doing right now, and that's why Coach Stucci's done a phenomenal job, and the time he's been there, and he's built a championship caliber program.
Are you pretty healthy, getting pretty much everybody back for the next game?
Yeah, we're going to be really close to getting everybody back. We did not lose anybody on Friday, so I think we're in good shape, and I really feel like we'll get a couple of our key players back this week, hopefully.
You got to go to Western Hills, and just kind of looking at the stats here, Coach, they've only won one game. The quarterback is like 28 out of 70, 8 interceptions, 2 touchdown passes. So it sounds like they're going to try to run. They got one runner, Jaden Youngblood, who's rushed 61 times for 355 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I'd say they're a heavily laden running team.
Yeah, they got a couple of young men that are home run hitters in the backfield. I think the quarterbacks are young, gaining experience. But I don't think their record reflects the amount of talent that they actually have. I think they're a good football team. I think we're going to have to line up, and we're going to have everything in our power to be better, to be disciplined, to execute, and then play harder than they do to give ourselves a chance to win. But they're a good football team.
What do you think they're going to try to do defensively against you?
Well, I think they're just going to line up and pack the box and try to take the run away. And they got some pretty athletic kids in the secondary. They may just man us up, try to take away the run, and if their athletes are better than our athletes.
How about special teams? How do you match up there?
Well, I still think that our special teams is pretty good. I feel like in a kick game we have the ability to change the game, but they have a good kicker, and they run down and they cover well. Again, everything that we do is, anytime we go out and play, it's really going to be about how we execute, how disciplined and focused we are when we play, and eliminate mistakes. So I think in all phases, their defense is good enough to create turnovers, and their special teams is good enough to win them the game, and we have to be prepared.
Would you say this week's practice is going to be more on the Mercer County Titans? Obviously some on Western Hills, but a lot on yourself trying to shore up some of these things.
Well, that's the thing. We focus on ourselves quite often. I tell our guys all the time, right now we're at level 1, and we got to find a way to get to level 2. And the only way we get to level 2 is to have great focus, discipline, and execute. Once we can do those things, it's always going to be about us, never going to be about the other team. No matter how good or how bad the other team, always going to be about us. And if we can do the things that we're capable of doing, we can execute. If we can play with great focus, then we have an opportunity every time we step out on it. If we don't do those things, then we have situations like LCA and Cal and Southwest.
Coach, it seems like you just gave us the keys to a victory over Western Hills. You just got to stay the course and make the blocks and not make a lot of mistakes.
That's correct. And that's what we're working hard on, and we got to tackle. We are 6 games in, and we still struggle mightily with tackling. And it doesn't matter how much we work on it, we just struggle to tackle. So that's part of execution. And go tight.
Is your vehicle in?
Well,
that's Mercer County head football coach Craig Yeast.
That's right.
Yes, and Titans, not a bye week this week. They've got Western Hills this week. Then they'll have a bye week.
I think that's going to be a welcome sight.
Yes.
They've played 3 very tough teams.
Yeah, well, they're always in that tough district as well.
Yeah.
They're in that 5-team district. And, luckily for us here in Central Kentucky, fans of Mercer County, DeSales looks a lot worse this year than they have in the past. They were 0-4 before Friday. I don't know if they won Friday or not. They're one of the lowest scoring teams in the entire Class 3A. So, there's still a chance Mercer County battles and gets that number 2 seed. Cal certainly looks like a team that's going to have the number 1 seed wrapped up, and a team that may play for the Class 3A state championship at the time it's all said and done. Now, you have to see what happens in the playoffs, but Mercer County looks like, there's still a chance they can get that 2 seed. If you get the 2 seed, you get a home playoff game, which is important. So, you can still have their eyes set on that prize. Speaking of having your eyes set on something, pizza at the Pizza Hut in Harrodsburg. Rick mentioned earlier in the show, what's the special?
Large up to 3 topping pizza, $11.99.
$11.99.
Yes.
Or you can get the sandwiches that Radio Rick and Super Dave and myself.
Sandwiches are mighty good.
And we love those sandwiches as well. The Harrisburg Pizza Hut. Get in there, stop by, tell them that you heard them on the radio, order a pizza, and sit down and talk with Rick and Super Dave and Tim and Teresa.
Don't forget the Detroit.
Tim and Teresa got the Detroit-style pizza.
The Detroit-style pizza.
Yes, the Detroit.
Good stuff. So there's a lot of different options for a lot of different taste buds out there at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut. Call in 734-5143. Call your order ahead, and they'll have it ready when you stop in, and you can eat there at Pizza Hut. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We've got 2 more interviews left. We've got Garrett County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield and Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix. Coming up right here on the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, live from the Harrisburg Pizza Hut on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
Is your vehicle in need of maintenance or repair? Perhaps you work a full-time job, have kids to run here and there, and can't be without your vehicle for days. We at CC Auto understand. We offer free pickup and delivery and same-day service on most all repairs. Let us take some of the load off your shoulders. Call CC Auto now at 734-9515. 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good, topped and stuffed with over a half pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. Ask or click for a limited time offer. Extra charge for more than 1 topping and extra cheese.
This is Jason Tyler, loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Harrodsburg. Communication is key. That has always been my motto. Communicating with my customers, finding the best rate, and keeping my customer informed during the entire loan process is something that you can count on. Call me today at 859-734-3316 and let Whitaker Bank help you with your lending needs. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special, 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs, visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Live at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut with Radio Rick and Super Dave. And I'm back on studio controls, and we're going to hop right into Garrett County football and head coach Spencer Crutchfield. And, Coach, you had a bye week last week. What did you work on with your Golden Lions?
Well, we got back to fundamentals, Joe. You know, we went Monday through Thursday and got after it a little bit and just wanted to clean some things up and work on some things that we needed to kind of, get back to and be fundamentally sound in. And so last week was a good week for us. We got some guys, healed back up, had some bumps and bruises, and we were able to get back to fundamentals. We told our guys we took last week and we wanted to get a leg up on the district. We have the first bye in the off week and the rest of the district was playing, so we want to use that to kind of get ahead.
Yeah, and it's one of those, Coach, I'm sure in your coaching tenure in your career and wherever you've been, there have been times where the bye week has come at a good time, the bye week has maybe come at a bad time. Last time you all played pretty well against Anderson County, scored 49 points in a 49-20 win. Is this one of those things where you are glad the bye week came at this point, or do you wish after you played that way a couple of weeks ago that you could have played another game?
Well, I mean, it's a tough line to toe. It's good because you wanted to work on some things, but it's also bad because you had a little momentum going. So you can look at it either way. The main thing is we got to worry about us, and we got to go to work each day, whether that we have a game that week or we don't. It was beneficial for us because I felt like we definitely got better last week, and hopefully we can carry that into this week, continue to build on that for our opening district game.
Yeah, you got McCreary Central this Friday, Coach. Eric Privet, the head coach of McCreary Central. This is a game at McCreary Central, and so you'll be traveling down south to take on the Raiders. Coach, what do you know about this McCreary Central? We'll start off with their offense. What type of formations do they like to run?
Well, they're going to get in a lot of two-back gun looks, and they're going to get in even some three-back gun looks, and they're going to try to run the football, but they definitely have some talented wide receivers as well, and their quarterback does a great job of getting the ball where it needs to be. So they got some weapons, and they create some mismatches. They've got two really good wide receivers who are really talented, and a couple running backs who run the football really hard. So we know we have our hands full defensively. We just got to make sure that we're playing sound assignment football.
You got a couple of really good, you mentioned skill players. Their quarterback, Peyton Higginbotham, has thrown 11 touchdowns. He's ran for a couple of more. And their number one back is Kamari Giglio, who has 6 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. So those are guys you got to keep an eye on. Of course, the quarterback's going to have the ball in his hands every play, but Kamari Giglio is dangerous with the football, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And they do some different things. They'll put him at quarterback some and run some kind of wildcat, but he's also able to throw the football. So, they create a unique set of challenges for us and something that we really haven't seen all year, moving the guys around to put them in different spots. So, we know we have our hands full. Well, luckily, we've had the all last week to prepare for them as well.
Defensively, Coach, what do you expect to see out of this Raiders team?
Well, they're pretty much stay in a 4-4 look, and they'll get into a 4-3 look if we go spread. And, they're aggressive defensively. They get after you. They're going to get upfield and try to wreak havoc in the backfield. And they do a good job of just trying to keep everything in front and try to limit your big plays. So, we know we have to continue to execute, build on what we did against Anderson County, and just continue to make sure we're playing assignment football.
Coach, looking at their special teams, it appears as if they struggle a little bit in the kicking unit. They're only 2 for 7 kicking extra points, and maybe they've just abandoned that altogether because they are successful on 9 2-point conversions this year. Are they a team that just goes for 2 when they score?
Majority of the time, yes, and I think it's situational. If they're up, then they're going to try to work on their kicking game, and if they're in a tight game or they're down, they're going to go for 2. And I think it's just a lot of it is. They kind of toe bash the ball, so it's kind of just goes different places. So definitely that's one of the areas that we feel like we have the upper hand in.
Coach, this is a 5-team district, correct? You got Garrett, McCreary, yes, Bell, Estill, and Rockcastle County. So how important is it, as you mentioned, to get a leg up on the district and start off district play 1-0?
Well, that's huge. That's what we preach to our guys all year long is, you have your preseason, regular season games, and then you have district play, and that's when it really starts to count. So we got to make sure that we go in from here on out. We want to play 1-0 each week and, build off of that. So our guys, we've kind of preached that all year long. So hopefully they understand the importance of starting off 1-0 and, getting trying to make sure you're setting yourself up for making the playoffs.
Coach, what's the keys to a victory on Friday to win your second in a row and start off district play 1-0?
I think we got to continue to, just be fundamentally sound and make sure we're blocking, tackling, executing, and taking care of the football. And if we're able to do those things, I think we're going to put ourselves in position to win the game.
That was Garrett Coach Crutchfield. Let's go across the county line to Boyle County. Coach Haddock, seems like the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and that's what happened to North Hardin, getting drilled by your Rebels 65-14.
Yeah, it was a big win for us. I feel like, we didn't play our best, in the first half, gave up 2 touchdowns there, them long ones, but proud of our team, the way we responded and the way we played.
Yeah, you were preaching about all week, you got to watch the big plays on them, and they did rail off 2 big plays on you, but I think you have to be proud of the way the defense, they've really played well.
You take those 2 plays away, and the defense played an outstanding game. And you look at us, we turned the ball over, take that 1 turnover away. We're not in that situation. So a lot of things to work on, but, still proud of the way that we're improving each week. And that's what you want your team to be doing. You don't want to play – we've not even came close to playing our best game yet.
And Sage Dawson, he seems to be getting better and better. 18 out of 23 for 167, no interceptions, no touchdown passes. But I'd say you would take that percentage of passing completions.
Yeah, and we threw some there in the goal line. Got stopped on the one. Well, we're just going to put it in. And I think we had 8 rushing touchdowns. So I don't care how it gets in there as long as it gets in there.
Well, and you know what that does for you down the road, Coach, is I think when other teams see these films, they're going to have to look at the rushing attack that you have, and that could help open up your passing a little more too.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Definitely that's what you want. You want them to be able to both be dangerous, and I feel like we've shown it. I love the percentage there. What did you say, 18 to 23, throwing the ball, getting the ball in space to our guys, letting them make plays.
Yep, he is just coming into his own. I think he's getting a lot more comfortable. And it takes a while because he didn't play quarterback last year, so the guys are having to get used to him. He's got to have trust when he throws the ball to a certain spot that the guys will get there.
Well, and that's something, too, as a play caller, getting used to a new quarterback and getting in a rhythm with him. And there's a lot to that of understanding what he likes, what he's good at. In this situation, what do we want to do? And, where he's really the coach on the field.
You've relied so much on Tavy Quisenberry with big games. It's good to go back and look and see that you don't have to just live or die by the pass. That, Avery Bodner, again, his lunch pail, again, 117 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Avery's a really good back. He also, I think, had 3 or 4 catches. Then you look, Keenan Stewart really had a big game, catching the ball, almost returned to kick for a touchdown. So we have some other weapons, getting Jakey Tarter back. Obviously, he caught 3 or 4 balls and really blocked well on the edge. So we've got some weapons out there that we got to use.
Everybody come out pretty healthy after the game?
Yeah, everybody's normal beats and bruises, what it is. It's a physical game, but, we're all healthy.
And you've got a bye week this week. Does this come at a good time, Coach, or would you rather just keep playing?
I think it comes at a good time. We've been grinding since July the 10th. Good time to get to refocus and do some self-scout as far as, what are we doing good, what are we doing bad, what do we need to push through in here to district play and get ready for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned district. To me, there's 3 seasons. There's the preseason. I don't want to call that exhibitions because they're not. Mm-hmm. But you got that, then you go into the district, and then you go into the playoffs. So you've got 3 different seasons. You got to wipe out 0-0 starting the district.
Yeah, 100%.
Coach, how would you rate the play of your offense from when you started the spring to this point? Have you seen a good growth of what you wanted?
Every team's different. I feel like we're getting where we need to be. Obviously, we still got a lot of room for improvement. I feel like our run game's really picked up here lately. I feel like our passing game's getting there, and defense obviously is playing really well too.
Well, and then you got to credit them big guys up front because without them opening holes up, you're not going to score 8 touchdowns rushing.
Right. I think it all. We go as they go up front, and that was something we put an emphasis on. And we've not played perfect. Nobody's played perfect, but we are getting them better up front, and I think we're going to continue to get better.
And you're basically in a 3-man front on defense, but you're liable to bring guys from any angle, and that kind of confuses a lot of offenses.
Yeah, anytime you can play that in the box and be able to play, you feel like we're really good on the defensive line, and we're playing 3 guys there, but, our linebackers are playing really well. So, we've got the personnel to alternate, and that makes you dangerous.
Are you pleased with the play of your special teams?
Yeah, I think so. Here in the last few weeks, really pleased with them. Just field position, kickoff, special teams, all that is really picked up for us.
Now, what will you do this week, Coach, since you got the bye week, as far as practice?
We're going to practice, and we've got a lot of things to get better on. We're going to focus on the little things. We'll lighten up a little bit, but not much, and get them ready for district play.
I'd say then it sounds like you're going to work on Boyle County this week and then turn your attention next week to Catholic.
Well, a lot of times with our kids, we're working on Boyle County all the time, because that's the main focus is us getting better. As coaches, we're going to put them in positions to make plays and obviously, put our focus on Lexington Catholic. But we've got to improve our technique and doing the little things right. Will
Coach Haddix be wearing a fake mustache and glasses and going to scout a game this Friday?
No, I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, I was referring to if people knew about Bobby Valentine. Used to be the manager of the Mets, got thrown out of the game, and he came back with a fake mustache and glasses. So I thought, well, maybe you're going to do that.
Go Rebels.
All right, there he is. Coach Haddix, again, what a big victory, 65-14 over 6A North Hardin.
You know, I don't know if Coach Haddix would blend in very well with the glasses and the mustache because the people would look down at his hands and they see the 2 championship rings on his fingers.
He'd have to take those off.
You'd have to take those off,
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a big giveaway.
Yeah, definitely, yes. In terms of the schedule this week, Rick, we've got 3 games across our hometown radio network stations on Friday. That's Danville at Bullitt East. Our coverage gets underway after 7 o'clock on WHIR. Garrett County is at McCreary Central. Our coverage gets underway after 7 o'clock on Z105. Yes, the Golden Lions are going to be on 105.1 FM, as well as HometownLive.net. And Mercer County is at Western Hills after 7 o'clock on Friday on WHBN. All 3 games stream live online at HometownLive.net. Boyle County is on bye, as you just heard Radio Rick and Coach Haddix talk about. Anderson County is at home against J-Town. That's Jeffersontown. Wayne County is at Casey County. What about those Casey County Rebels?
Yeah.
Won 5 games in a row. Saturday, UK is at Ole Miss. That's a 12 noon kickoff, 10 o'clock pregame on Z105.
Center College is at Rhodes at 2. Well, I hear the music. That means it's time for us to go. Joe, thank you back at the station. Super Dave, thank you. Thank you, Tim and Teresa and the Padre. This has been another live sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network. Get out and support your favorite high school team or college team. We'll be back in your Harrodsburg Pizza Hut next Monday night. Large up to 3-topping pizza, $11.99, 734-5143.
This has been the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents in Danville and Harrodsburg, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Jobmaster Rental, and Pizza Hut. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and HometownLive.net.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. Hurricane Ian is gaining strength with a bullseye on Florida. The National Hurricane Center says Ian is now a Category 2 hurricane and is currently predicted to strike the west coast of Florida or the Florida Panhandle by Thursday. Governor Ron DeSantis says people should be prepared for power outages and considerable amount